What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Entertainment Plaza Games. You know what I just realized, Brian? You usually been doing the intro, and I just took that shit
Yeah.
over from you, so I apologize. But anyways, we're back with the Entertainment Plaza Games, your weekly video game podcast, your weekly dose of video game news. I'm Moses with my brother from another mother, Brian Plaza. We're
What's
the
good? What's
co-owners
good?
of the Entertainment Plaza. Now I'm just playing. There's like six of us, but we the ones doing this like 99% of the time. But yeah, man, we got a crap ton of stories for you guys today. We got a lot of good stories, a lot of interesting stories. But first and foremost, make sure you are if you like to watch it live, watch it on twitch.tv/the Entertainment Plaza. Every single week will be on there. If you want to watch it later, you can watch it on youtube.com/the Entertainment Plaza. And if you want to watch it while you're doing a delivery like I do at work, it's on every podcast service around the globe. That's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Mi Gente, anything and everything. We're on there. So also make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We're on all those social media platforms as well. But without further ado, we're going to get started with our first story, and it's an interesting one. Why? Because PlayStation initially said that they were going to integrate with Discord, and Xbox beat them to it. So the story is from Kotaku, is written by Ashley Barnum, and is titled Xbox is finally getting real Discord integration soon. Goes on to say Discord's helpful but slightly infamous voice chat will soon hit your Xbox Series X and S and Xbox One consoles, but some Xbox Insider Program participants will be able to access the new function today. According to an official Xbox blog post, the integration will allow players to chat with anyone on Discord via voice channels or group calls directly from your console, making it easy to connect with friends across mobile, Xbox, and PC. It goes on to say, quote, while you are playing on your console, you will be able to see who is in the call and speaking. Xbox's Eric Voorhees wrote. You'll also be able to adjust the sound and switch between Discord voice and Xbox game chat. That's nice to know. Discord's voice chat is notoriously laden with verbal abuse, so I'd like to make sure it's on at full volume so I can hear strangers call me an evil munchkin bitch. That's pretty funny. While I play Minecraft. More benevolently, the Discord update will be a helpful way to integrate your existing friends group into your Xbox sessions. If you spend a lot of time on Xbox, you will no longer need to jerry rig a way to play with your Discord friends chatting beside you. The console will take care of the logistics for you. Eager voice chatters should know that there are still an unspecified few weeks before the Discord update reaches their console, but when it finally lands, whenever that may be, getting it to work will be easy. To access Discord, you'll press the Xbox button, then look for parties and chats, and then Discord voice on Xbox. From there, scan the available QR code, link your Discord account to Xbox, even if you have linked the two before, and join the voice chat channel normally. Your mobile Discord app will also gain a join on Xbox button, but you'll need the Xbox app if you want the voice chat you're having on your phone to be able to jump over to your Xbox. That actually doesn't sound very simple if you ask me. It sounds like a lot, but maybe it's a lot simple if you're actually
Yeah.
doing it. But Discord conversations you have over Xbox will still be subject to Discord's usual safety standards, which ostensibly includes a commitment to data privacy and harassment prevention. Thank you, Discord and Xbox. I feel empowered to build my Minecraft brothel now. Sounds like something you would do. But how do you feel about this? I feel like you seem to be the resident Discord expert when it comes to all this. When we're all trying to log in and you know and build this podcast, I've never used Discord prior to us starting this podcast. So, what are your thoughts on this?
Personally, I don't think that he could have said it any better. For me, Discord has been easily accessible to use for a lot of things. Whether it be school or gaming, Discord has always been there to kind of unify all of us to get together. I know that it'll make it 10 times better when you are on your console and you're able to speak to the people who don't necessarily have that same console, but you
Right.
still want to play with. I don't have to turn on my computer, get into Discord, put an extra headphone in and put my gaming headset on and all that other stuff. Um, the way that they said that Discord would work kind of works on the console, kind of works exactly how it does on the computer. When you're playing games, Discord actually allows you to show all the people that you have in the chat
Mm,
on the left-hand side while you're playing the game. Everybody comes up as a little chat bubble.
okay.
I'm gonna assume that's gonna happen with console as well. You move off to another screen. Everybody who speaks will come up as a little chat bubble on the upper left-hand side of the screen. Um, I mean, other than that, I'm excited. I don't use Xbox much, so I do hope that PlayStation does kind of step up their game and get integrated with Discord sometime soon, because it would be a great use to the gaming community. It brings even more people together. A huge player base is able to finally speak to each other, and we all don't have to be playing one thing. We can all be playing separate things and goofing around like a group of friends would.
Right. So that's what I figured about, that's what it would be for. Like for instance, say you're playing you know, whatever, Grand Theft Auto and it's crossplay and you're on PlayStation, I'm on Xbox. We can't necessarily chat, but with Discord, that should make it super easy. I know there's a lot of games too where like you can be playing on Switch, which they make things super hard, and a lot of people
Right.
use Discord instead of the Switch chat, and that'll make it a lot easier too. And that's one of those games where like Fall Guys, we're gonna play that next for our new podcast we have, and it's called Game Pass or Ass. So if you guys haven't checked it out, we did our first episode yesterday. It's on YouTube.com and on podcast services around the globe. Is that a stupid plugin? Absolutely. Do I care? Absolutely not. But yeah, so that's one way. I know it's on Game Pass, it's free, but for someone like you who you don't play much on Xbox, you can hop on PlayStation. It's also free.
Yep.
We all hop on Discord and we can still chat. So I thought that was pretty dope. Um, and yeah, that was another thing. I know PlayStation had a relationship with Discord, and apparently they were going to do something where they were going to bring Discord to PlayStation. That was big news a few months ago, and it seems
Right.
like Xbox beat them to it. Now, albeit it's only to Xbox insiders, they're kind of testing it out, so it's not out fully. But that's crazy that they beat them to it. So I am actually, since I've been using it more so lately, with you guys and with all these games now that I'm playing some PC games as well. I think it's definitely something that I'll utilize more on the Xbox and PlayStation side. So definitely excited to see what happens with that. But
For
on to
sure.
story number 2. I'll pass that on to you. What you got for us, bro?
All right. So it's not going to be gaming news, obviously, without any controversy in the gaming community,
Of course.
unfortunately. So this time around, it's coming from PewDiePie. Now, PewDiePie has always kind of been, that guy who has his ups and downs, but I gotta give it to him. He has become one of the best single YouTubers known to man right now. He has like over 1 million subs. He did kind of go into a semi-retirement. He moved with his wife to Japan,
Oh,
kind of went off, the radar for a little bit, makes videos here and there, and kind of moved away from his regular Let's Play style. Now, what had happened recently, he did put out a video, and it was more of a my dog reacts to cringy TikTok videos type thing. And the video started off normal and he's watching the video like normal, reacting,
right.
stuff like that. And then it gets to a part where there is a deaf TikToker.
Mm,
What ended up happening was uh he made fun of this deaf TikToker, and obviously the community did not take that well. Immediately it got to the point to where he ended up deleting part of that video, deleting comments, and went straight and posted out an apology saying that he didn't realize that she was deaf.
mm.
Now I kind of feel like that is hard to, not get that she's deaf. Obviously the way she's speaking and stuff like that kind of gives away that there's an issue there.
Right.
Um, so a lot of people kind of don't agree or accept that apology that was put out because it was really short. Um Now as for his normal person was phased because it's PewDiePie. He has been um hammered for worse.
Right.
A while back, I believe in 2019, there was a huge controversy surrounding PewDiePie on a PUBG game where he out of nowhere spewed out the N word with the hard R.
Huh.
Now nothing really happened to him. You know, he got that few lashes, stuff like that. But he still became one of the best YouTubers. So obviously the repercussions weren't as bad. Um, Nobody knows where this little thing's gonna head. It doesn't seem like it was a huge big deal in the gaming community, but once again, PewDiePie is under fire and he's very rarely seen. Now, does he care? Probably not.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
gonna make his views, you know, plummet like crazy. The dude's a super successful YouTuber. So I feel like he's just gonna kind of put out his apology like he did, and then sweep this problem under the rug and upload a video in the next 2, 3 weeks like it never happened. What are your thoughts?
Well, for one, I've never been a fan of PewDiePie. Like he's one of those, um, content creators that always have run. He's just rubbed me the wrong way,
Mhm.
and I just could never get, I never got his style of content essentially. And then
Right,
have heard actually about the one where he used the N word, and I'm just like, all right, so people just gonna let this slide, and he got a slap in the wrist and kept doing his thing, and now he's still one of the most popular YouTubers, one of the richest YouTubers, but consistently keeps doing dumb stuff like this. So I mean that just reinforces my feelings about him, the type of person he is. And once people get money too, that kind of changes people or enhances who they really are. And it seems like
right.
it either changed them for the worse or enhanced the type of person that he really is, which is like a douchebag. So unfortunately,
That's
I
yeah,
you know I don't care anything about him. I'm still you know neither here nor there. But it's crazy that people like him, if anybody needs to be canceled in this world, and I really do hate saying that word, but it's someone like him. It's already like 5 to 7
right,
times where he's been in some crazy controversy, and he said the N word. He he made fun of somebody who's deaf, and yet there he is. Why isn't Google or YouTube doing something to like say, hey,
right.
we're gonna take down your channel if something like this happens again? You know what I mean? But guess what? Google and YouTube, they're making a ton of money off of him as well. So, I can see why they are like, here's a slap in the wrist and be on your way. So that's what I feel
Yep.
about him.
Yeah, that'll be it for that story. Story number three, I'm gonna go ahead and toss it right back to you.
All right, man. So story number three. So one of the very first games I got for the PS4 when it released was Infamous Second Son. That game was absolutely amazing. It's one of my favorite games, and actually, I believe you and I were talking about it at work the other day. I want to
Yep.
go back and play it again because when I initially finished it, I finished it as a good guy. So you can take two paths in this game. You can take the saint route or the evil route, and I took the saint route. All the decisions I made throughout the game, um, allowed me to finish the game as a good guy, quote unquote. I want to go back and finish it as a bad guy. But ever since the new PlayStation Plus tiers came out, Essential, Extra, and Premium, um, you're able to get a hard to get Infamous Second Son DLC on the PlayStation Store with the PlayStation Plus. So the articles from Kotaku is written by Claire Jackson, and it says hard to get Infamous Second Son DLC now free on PlayStation Store. The Ghost of Tsushima dev also made clear it has no plans to revisit Sly Cooper or other older IPs. Why I read that, it's not relevant to our story, but now Sly Cooper ain't coming back. But it goes,
Good.
if you've been thinking about revisiting Infamous Second Son, Sucker Punch Productions 2014 PlayStation 4 exclusive, now might be a good time since some rare DLC is suddenly free on the PlayStation Store for the first time. Cole's Legacy, first of all, that sentence had no punctuation, so that's why it sounded weird. It's usually my fault. It was Claire's fault this
Dang you, Claire.
time. It says, Cole's Legacy provided some connective tissue between PS3's Infamous 2 and Infamous Second Son, but was previously only available via pre-order or special edition of the base game. I actually wonder if I have that. They probably sent me an email with the pre-order and I never downloaded it. The news came today when Sucker Punch tweeted that Cole's Legacy is available at no charge in most regions, except those that require a small fee due to local restrictions. The studio is also pledging to make some cosmetic DLC available once again for Fetch, a character who received her own spin off game with Infamous First Light. First debuting on the PlayStation 3, Infamous is a superhero-themed action-adventure series that arguably failed to reach the same levels of fame as other big Sony PlayStation properties. Despite some outdated morality mechanics that were often a point of criticism, the games did fairly well with critics and certainly have a fan following who will be delighted that some hard-to-access DLC is now easily playable. The re-release of Cole's Legacy was originally promised in a blog post from Sucker Punch on July 1st of this year. While its title, upcoming infamous UGC maintenance and legacy franchises, would likely disappoint folks hoping for a true return to Sly Cooper and Infamous, the studio made clear its commitment to supporting classic games they know their fans keep returning to. So it goes on to say a couple more things about Sly Cooper and Infamous, not necessarily being on the forefront of what they want to release
Right.
next, but I know you said you wanted to play it. Have you played Infamous Second Son?
Yeah, so I've actually played about halfway into it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I just didn't beat the game. I streamed it for a little. Or actually, no, I don't think I streamed it.
All
I
right.
just shared a bunch of achievements that I made on my Facebook. Um, but I played it for a little bit, and I mean, I love the game. It does seem very objective driven. You're able to do quite a few things. Just kind of starting off in the beginning of the game. I would love to get back into it. So if it does come back to the PS5 and I'm able to download it on the PS5, which I think I'm able to,
Yeah.
I'll definitely give it another try because I am seriously lacking right now in single player games. And I definitely want to kind of get back into the groove of playing those because they're just a hidden gem all in their own.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely want to get back to it as well. And again, it's a great game. The morality issue thing is where you choose to be good or bad. And then I forgot about the DLC Infamous First Light, which it was a female protagonist. I actually still haven't played that myself. I have it downloaded on my PS4, which I'll probably transfer to my PS5 and play that as well. So it's a lot of, when it comes to PlayStation, Sony, your first person narrative games and your third person narrative games are there, like single player games. So I definitely recommend you get on this because this game is dope. But yeah,
For
but
sure.
that's story number 3. We're gonna move on to story number 4. So I'll pass it on to you.
Whew. All right, let me grab this book real quick, flip
Nice.
through these pages, make sure that I can read right. Let's see here. Multiverses is what we have next. Now, if anybody has heard of Multiverses at all, it is basically another Super Smash Bros. Except a whole bunch of characters from a plethora of just TV shows, movies, comic books. Everybody's all coming together in this one Super Smash Bros. Kind of inspired game. And let me tell you, the characters that had been teased already and the characters that are playable are just insane. We have Saiyan Shaggy. I mean,
Wow.
of all things, we never thought that Super Saiyan Shaggy would be a real thing. But apparently, he's using 1% of his power in the game.
Wow.
We have the Iron Giant. I don't know if anybody remembers Iron Giant from way
Yeah.
back in the
Yeah.
day. The movie, he's in there and he's wearing a big old S on his chest because he wanted to be just like Superman. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, a whole bunch of characters are in this game and it is phenomenal.
Have you
Now,
played it?
the open beta, what happened?
Have you played it?
I have not. Unfortunately, I kind of missed when the open beta dropped.
Oh, okay.
It was I don't know if it's still downloadable on console. I know my friend grabbed it, but by the time I got home, I was too tired. I wanted to go to sleep.
Oh, I
So
feel
I
you.
just said,
Right.
screw it and I left it. Unfortunately, I missed it. Um Now they do have, like I did say, it did come out for free for a little bit, to kind of test everything out, and a bunch of players, characters were playable. Now, there's a big complaint right now going on in the multiverses community about bugs. Now,
Mm.
obviously, the beta's out, stuff like that. The game's new. There's gonna be bugs. Um, One of the bugs that does seem to kind of be making its way around is the announcer. On some people's games, the announcer is incredibly loud. Sometimes the announcer's incredibly soft in his voice. Now, there is no slider to kind of change that at the moment.
Right.
So sometimes mid-match, you'd be, the announcer sounds like he's having a regular conversation with you, and all of a sudden it sounds like the announcer's pissed off at you, yelling at you at the top of his lungs. Um, Now, this character brawler quickly became a hit for Warner Bros. It jumped the PC numbers and it became the biggest launch on Steam, thanks to a concurrent player count that has beaten major platforms like Mortal Kombat and
Sheesh.
Lego Star Wars. It has plenty of upcoming content on the way, and it has no signs of slowing down at all. Now, since it is in the open beta phase, first games, it's soft launch, and all that kind of other stuff. The early access period ended just a few days ago. New updates have been coming out to continue improving the experience. Now, the game's first DLC character, surprise, surprise, is LeBron James.
Of course.
Yeah. So the what is going to end up happening, wow, I almost just had a stroke there, is LeBron is going to end up having kind of like a costume set of his own. I believe, let
I
me
believe
see
it's like
here.
Space Jam, right?
So I think his Space Jam's already in there.
Oh,
The
okay.
costume specifically that they were going to give him, I believe, is going to be Robin.
Okay.
So LeBron James is going to have a Robin costume. Bugs Bunny and the Tasmanian Devil are going to get their Space Jam outfits, and Jake the dog from Finn and Jake is going to get his human skin or real form skin, kind of as like a DLC type thing. Um, Now the creator or one of the um directors of the game did went and immediately went out to most of his people on Twitter and did say that he does know that there are a lot of bugs, and the specific one he did target was going to be the announcer. He said that there will be an individual volume slider for the
Oh,
announcer in the
nice.
next patch.
Nice.
Um so people are hoping that where it starts off at that slider isn't going to be max now, and that you can still make it even louder if you please, or softer if you please, and it kind of starts off at like a medium sound for everybody and it doesn't cap out right away.
Right.
um Obviously the game still has a lot of bugs. People are finding a whole bunch of insane team ups to do. Apparently the Iron Giant can fuse with another Iron Giant. I was
Oh,
watching
wow.
gameplay and this Superman was getting stomped, and it was just funny to see because it was just combo on combo on combo, and I'm like, this game just looks insane. It looks beautiful. And me personally, when it, kind of slows down a bit, the bugs are, fixed and all that other stuff, I'm definitely going to hop on this game because I love Smash Bros. I love all these characters. They put them all together, and I want to see what Bugs Bunny can do. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, the game. I'm watching gameplay now, and I mean, it looks like a direct clone to Smash Brothers. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
even at the way they, like, when you hit somebody off the level and they go off the screen like that. Everything looks just like Smash,
Yep.
which is not a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing. The closer you can get it to Smash Brothers without Nintendo suing you, the better. You know what I mean?
Seriously.
Um, I think that one, it being free to play is the right way to go with this game.
Mhm.
Now, granted, there's going to be battle passes. It's going to be like some sort of V-Buck type thing, but for people to just be able to download this game and see if they like it, which I mean, this gameplay looks freaking amazing. I'm watching Batman fight, like, is it Tasmanian Devil? I think it is. I don't even know, but it looks great. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, this thing
Right.
looks fun. I don't have to pay anything to play it, and you know, say we have a game night. This might be the highlight of the game night. Smash Brothers over
Heck yeah.
here and Multiversus over here, and let's face it, Warner Brothers has no shortage of characters that they could put in here. I mean, you can literally grab just about any movie that they make, any property they have, and put them in this game. So
Yep.
it being a live service game is going to do its service. No pun intended. It's going to do its service because the amount of characters that you can download and play as it's going to be unlimited essentially. You know what I mean? It's gonna be an
Yeah.
infinite amount of possibilities, and then with the new maps and characters, like I said, it's gonna be good. And then let's face it, Smash Brothers is done bringing DLC. We're not gonna get any more characters. We're not gonna get any more levels. That's done with until maybe the Switch
Yep.
2 or whenever that decides to come out. So yeah, I'm definitely excited. I'm hoping to. I think I want to download it on my PC and see how good I can get. I didn't put a lot of time into Smash Brothers Ultimate. I had it, but I'm whack at it. So I'm hoping something like this, if I can definitely spend some time on it, be good and whoop some butt. But we'll see, because I
Heck yeah.
know you're like the king at Smash Brothers, so
Yep.
I'm
I
sure
still
this
practice.
this will probably come real easy for you.
Yeah, I hope it does, to be completely honest, because if they're anything like some Smash Bros characters, the combos aren't going to be too hard to learn, and I can probably get in some good rounds with, some of my bros and get that real good
Yeah.
training session in before I meet up with you guys and ultimately beat all of you.
Well, I mean,
That's the
you
goal.
are again. I have nothing to say about that, because the last two game nights it was you and Angel's brother just whooped everybody's ass. So you have the
Yep.
crown. You have the right to talk crap right now. I don't, because I came in last and I just quit. And I just started taking video to put it on my YouTube channel. So, but yeah, I mean, I was looking at a lot of the reviews too, and it's getting good. Good reviews, 8.5, some nines. So they're saying it's not perfect, but it is a beta. This whole problem with
Right.
the volume of the announcer, that's what betas are for, so people can get in the beta, tell you what's wrong, and then they can go and fix it and tweak it. So I
Oh
have
yeah.
no doubt that I think they know this is going to be a huge game, and they're always going to be doing updates to make it better. So I'm definitely interested in
Yep.
that. But moving on to
All right.
story number 5. Story
Bye.
number 5. So you know that I'm a huge Halo fan. Been playing this since Halo 1, Halo 2, 3, ODST, Halo 5, which was rack whack, and now Halo Infinite, which we play, once or twice a week when I have time and I'm not doing a podcast. But
Yep.
there is believe it or not, people are still playing Halo 2, and there's a $20,000 bounty offered for finishing Halo 2 with skulls without dying. This article is from Kotaku, written by Luke Plunkett, and it goes: Streamer Charlie Critical White has a challenge for you, Halo fans. All you need to do is beat Halo 2 at a certain difficulty level without dying, and he'll give you $20,000. The thing is, the custom difficulty level is one that makes the game seemingly impossible. Via PC Games, that difficulty level is known as Lasso, a legendary all skulls on, a fan made set of conditions which not only sets the game at legendary, but then introduces the range of modifiers set by the game's skulls. These can include stuff like giving more enemies more health or putting less ammo in your clips. It is a brutal way to play the game. From there's a Reddit thread from years ago where someone boasts of having completed Halo 2 Lasso, albeit with the caveat that my deaths measured up in the triple digits. That means they died over 100 times. um, Critical's challenge involves not dying even once. Describing this as his Willy Wonka moment, Critical initially offered a reward of $5,000, but has since bumped it up by 15,000 because it's a task he believes is the hardest challenge that currently exists in all of gaming. I don't know about that, but it certainly sounds tough. In the 18 years since Halo 2's release, no player has ever been able to prove they've completed a deathless lasso run. And it goes on to say, well, one has, but they'll get to that later. It's so hard that Critical says after watching people trying to take his money for the past 3 weeks, 99% of players couldn't get past the game's first level, and most, himself included, can't even get past the first couple of rooms. The rules are: the run has to the room the run has to be streamed live on either Twitch or YouTube. You must be playing Halo 2 on legendary difficulty with 13 of the game's skulls on, but the one known as Envy turned off. That's because one player has claimed to have completed a lasso run without dying previously, but they were using this skull, which replaces Master Chief's flashlight with the ability to become invisible via active camouflage, which isn't making things harder at all. So disabling it sounds entirely fair given the point of this challenge. So, one, are you going to go buy Halo 2? If Two, if not, I have it here on the shelf. I have an extra Xbox. What's up, bro? That's 20 grand. That's
Look,
20 G. You know what I mean?
that's That's a challenge that I think I could legitimately kind of get behind because 20 G is a lot of money. And, if I put my mind to something, normally I could get it done. And if, I get the time, I think I could do it. Now, as Critical, says a lot in some of his videos, this is what I've been waiting for. This is what I've been waiting for. I want some money in my pocket, you know what I mean?
That's funny you know him because I
Um
have no idea who he is. So it's clear that you know a little bit more about him than I do.
yeah, he's Critical is real funny. He, puts out some YouTube videos and stuff like that, has done some Smash Bros commentary and whatever. He did one where um this Smash Bros guy got real mad and threw his controller and it looked like he was taking his pants off and Critical yells, "Oh, he's pulling his cock out." And
Wow,
he wasn't. He was just taking his belt off. Um
that's great.
but, going back to the topic, I think that I could legitimately try this challenge. Um, is it going to be hard? Yes. Like the writer of the article did say, the hardest challenge in gaming history? I don't think so. Obviously, none of them have tried playing the Water Temple in Legend of Zelda. Now that is literally impossible.
And you
Um,
think so? You really think that the Water Temple in Legend of Zelda is going to be harder than the lasso? Literally,
look,
no one has done this. The lasso, no death run through the whole game without dying once. That
yeah,
Legend of Zelda thing was beaten millions of times. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, I get it. It's been beaten tons of times, but at the same time, I feel like there's a lot more to go into the water temple than there is just killing a bunch of people. The water
Yeah,
temple, you kind of have to, use your head. And it might be easier to beat in a sense because it's been done so many times
right.
and
Yeah,
people have gotten a knack for it. But I feel like in terms of skill wise, the water temple's kind of got this beat because you're standing there, you're shooting a bunch of grunts and stuff like that, and yeah, it's kind of like an endless horde. They're coming at you. The difficulty's way up. You can't die, stuff like that. But that's no different than me going 40 and 1 in Call of Duty, and I'm playing against actual people. Some of them might be noobs, but at the same time, I died once and killed an entire lobby like 10 times
yeah.
over.
But again, I say this: that's been done. You know what I mean? Like I've even when I used to play Call of Duty like crazy, Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 1, I would go 50-3 easily. You know what I mean? But those were the days when I didn't have arthritis and I wasn't an old
Yeah,
man. I was a young buck just like you. But this, you know, granted, this is it's not made up because this stuff is actually in the game, but it's something that literally has never been done. Like we have instances of the Zelda thing you're mentioning being done. We have
yeah,
instances of people going ham on Call of Duty. There's not one instance or this isn't recorded in history yet. So I have to say he might be right. I disrespectfully disagree with you. He might be right. He might be
you
right. This
know,
might be the hardest thing in gaming, and I think it still takes, it takes skill because you have to figure out. All right, I just died 15 times within the first 10 minutes. You got to memorize the level. You got to know what's going on. So yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows if it's even possible at this point. So
Yeah. Sorry for my voice might have changed a little bit. My mic just kind of went haywire and it switched devices. I'm
oh,
gonna plug it back in real quick, see if it switches back.
all right,
But that was weird.
but yeah, so just this whole I don't know. I don't think this is something I even want to try because it's I know how I get when games get frustrating. Games are supposed to be fun, and for me, I'd rather just go strip part time and try and get $20,000 than play Halo 2 and be frustrated. I'm gonna be frustrated stripping because I can't drop it like it's hot like I used to. I have to let it down like it's warm now. But it'll take me a while
Right.
to get that 20 grand, but we'll be all right.
Oh yeah.
So. All right, so I can hear you pretty good. So we'll move on to the next story. I'll toss that over to you.
All right. You can still see my video and stuff like that, and you
Yes,
can still hear
sir.
me, right?
Looks good.
All right. Good.
And I'm
So
talking
I'll be
about you,
working
not
on
the
my mic.
video. Oh wait, up. I lost your audio, bro. So, well, anyways, I'll move on to the next story while Brian figures out what's going on with his sound here. And as many of us know, the one of the hottest topics in gaming today is NFTs. So, and one of the biggest games, actually the highest selling game ever, is Minecraft. Minecraft and Mojang. Um, you can interrupt me anytime just so we can make sure you're.
Let's see.
There you go.
You can hear me
Oh
now?
yeah, sexy,
Yeah,
sexy.
Mojang. There you go.
Mojang. There we go. Bojangles blocks Minecraft NFT support. Say they are inconsistent with long-term joy, and I agree. Although I know little about NFTs, Mojang states that it believes NFTs are in conflict with the spirit of Minecraft. Minecraft developer Mojang is clear. Oh, sorry. It's clear that it will not allow blockchain technology like NFTs to be integrated within its massively popular game, stating it believes NFTs to be inconsistent with the long term joy and success of our players. NFTs, or non fungible tokens, are digital assets on the blockchain, like JPEGs of artwork or even in game files, that, when purchased, grant ownership of that particular file. However, those files can be, and often are, copied or stolen, calling into question exactly how valuable these digital files truly are. As Mojang explains in a new blog post, allowing server owners to implement NFT integration and play to earn features which could reward players with NFT forms of in game skins and items would take the focus away from playing the game and allow for profiteering. That's not what Minecraft is all about, Mojang says. The crux of the matter comes down to the fact that allowing players to earn NFT rewards would create an ecosystem of haves and have nots, which goes against Minecraft's values of inclusion and playing together. Mojang goes as far as to call NFTs against the spirit of Minecraft. There is also the issue of fraud. Mojang notes that there have been instances where NFTs were sold at artificially or fraudulently inflated prices, and that the developer is concerned that the third party NFTs are not reliable and could end up costing players. Mojang's announcement that Minecraft won't support NFTs will be a major blow to various blockchain oriented projects like NFT Worlds, which had banked on using Minecraft to bootstrap its own decentralized gaming metaverse. NFT Worlds' own currency, um, $world, is currently down more than 70% at time of writing following Mojang's announcement. As Mojang notes in his blog, NFT prices in general have rapidly fallen as of late. That, however, isn't stopping other game related companies like GameStop from embracing the technology. Many game development studios that have announced NFT related projects or campaigns, including Stalker 2, um, have been met with swift backlash. Both GSC and Team 17's planned NFT projects were quickly canceled after being announced. Anyways, you're a huge Minecraft player. I
Yes.
know the other day you were talking about you're going to go diving for spirits or mining for guli chumbas. I don't even remember what it was, but you were like mad
Yeah.
excited about you had your boys start 3 hours earlier just so you can have a bed in the middle of the earth so you can wake up and stuff.
Yes.
Beside the point, how do you feel about Mojang and Microsoft because they own Mojang, they own Minecraft, blocking NFTs?
To me, that's a great idea. Um, a lot of people, a lot of independents and stuff like that can make big money off of Minecraft because Minecraft does have an in-game store where most of the stuff that you can buy are cosmetics.
Right.
Um, and a lot of these things is, people are making these like the Knights of Templar sets where it's just a bunch of skins that make you look like knights.
Okay.
There's, emo sets, there's punk sets, there's all types of fashion
Mm-hmm.
sets that people make and people can make a decent amount of money even though they don't sell for much on the
Right.
store, people can still kind of make a profit off of it. Um Worlds and stuff like that you can also buy, like the Adventure Time world, all that other stuff, and you can really kind of immerse yourself in the experience. Now they were right, NFTs, they're starting to go on the decline right now. There's a lot of fraudulent activity that can be put together with NFTs, and I don't feel like Minecraft should be a part of that. And I'm glad that they aren't, because there are a lot of kids that play this game.
Exactly.
And, you know, it's a target audience that most people really do want to get at, because they make little dumb mistakes. Oh, this is cool. Let me buy into this. Now
Right.
they're using mom and dad's credit card. It can't
Exactly.
be refunded. And they bought this NFT that's, worth 200 some dollars on the low end, or accidentally made a mistake and bought, $1,000 NFT off of Minecraft. Minecraft's going to take that hit. The NFT
Yep.
guy made his money, and what's going to happen? Minecraft is going to start getting taken off of consoles. They're going to get all this backlash for allowing this. I think it was a smart move on their end. I love Minecraft the way it is. It's continuously doing updates. Private developers and stuff like that are able to put their input in the game, but it's nothing too major. You don't have to buy it if you don't want to. It's just accessories. It's a world, packs, stuff like that that just change the way that you view Minecraft. Not something that is absolutely useless to, a 5-year-old.
Right. No, I agree
A
100%.
5-year-old.
If I was Mojang and I owned Minecraft, why would I want somebody making stuff in my game and profiting, and then I get no profit off of it? And then
Right.
secondly, like they said, NFTs are so synonymous with fraud.
Mhm.
One person can make an NFT, somebody else can do, essentially copy that file and sell their creation, so to speak. So, yeah, it's just we've talked about this before, where I don't really care for NFTs. I don't care for blockchain, non fungible tokens, whatever it may be. It just doesn't sound good. You don't necessarily have to understand exactly what NFTs are about or what blockchain is about to get that sinking feeling in your stomach that this isn't a good thing. So I'm kind of glad that a lot of this stuff is kind of slowing down. Unfortunately, a lot of people are losing money. A lot of people invested in this.
Yeah.
Who knows if cryptocurrency or what's the most famous, well, Bitcoin, something like that.
Yeah.
It's still going strong, but you can essentially make your own token like these guys did. The money sign worlds, and now it dropped 70%. If you invested in that at the beginning at a certain amount and it dropped 70%, there goes 70% of your profit. And people are losing houses, cars, and families over this. So
Hmm.
I'm glad Mojang, which is one of the biggest companies, again backed by Microsoft, and literally the top selling game ever, Minecraft, have put a stop to it. So that's what I feel about it. But we'll move on to your story now.
All right. So hopefully, I don't have any more issues here. I do apologize that did happen. But the story is going to be about PS5 finally adding 1440p support, UI enhancements, and more in an upcoming future update. Now, this is coming from GameRant.com, written by Parth Bagaria, literally only 10 hours ago.
Nice.
Now, it has been over a year and a half since PlayStation 5's release. Console was launched in November of 2020, and Sony's released a lot of games and software updates since then. These software updates usually add new PS5 features and UI enhancements. Now, to guarantee a smoother launch, Sony allowed gamers to test these features in form of PS5 system software betas. Users from participating countries were able to choose to opt in for these betas and try out the improvements before they were available worldwide. Now, Sony has detailed a new PS5 system software update that adds some highly requested features with access available to beta testers starting today. Unfortunately, I'm not a beta tester, so I'm not going to be able to tell you guys how these new enhancements are going to be, what we're looking like, what's buggy, all that other stuff. So I do apologize for that. Now, the biggest new feature of this software update is support for 1440p HDMI video output. This allows players to experience native 1440 output for games that support the resolution. They may also see improved anti-aliasing via super sampling. Some fans have been requesting this feature ever since the console's launch as they play games on a 1440p monitor. Many were probably surprised that PS5 launched without 1440p support, even though Xbox consoles can output at 1440 for years. Now, for those of you guys who really don't know what like 1440 is or that kind of stuff, it is basically the resolution at what you're seeing. So at times you see, you're playing a game and it looks really really gritty. That's going to be a low resolution.
Right.
Stuff like that. A game that looks very high def, that's going to be a high resolution. 1440p will be a higher resolution, and that is something that a lot of us have been wanting for a while now because we want that crisp feel. Um, and unfortunately, it didn't come with the console. For most of that stuff, you would have had to get a monitor that kind of already runs at 1440, or a TV that runs at a higher resolution to get that crisp look. Um, as to why they haven't done it early on, I can't really say. It could have been an issue with hardware. They could have felt like they didn't really need it because Sony has their own computers, um TVs and stuff like that that run at higher resolutions. So
Right.
maybe it was a marketing gamble. Maybe they were thinking, why don't we just lower the resolution of the console, and then that kind of forces players, if they want a higher resolution, to buy our TV products and stuff like that. Um, like I said, it could have been a marketing gamble. I can't really say for sure. They're starting to add it in now. That's a good thing for most of us. Now, this update will also allow gamers to better organize their collection, like the folders feature on
Yes.
PS4, which that was a really, really good feature that definitely went and reduced my main screen with the amount of cluttered stuff I had on there. I could just put my games that I play the most on a recent folder, and that way everything doesn't kind of just pile in and I lose some of the games that I had been playing a week prior. Players will be able to create game lists and categorize games by genre or any other criteria of their choice. Users can have up to 15 game lists, having a maximum of 100 games each. It allows players to add digital, disc, and titles they stream via PS Plus Premium, although this feature seems to be limited to the game library menu.
Mm.
Two appear to be the most worthy Those two appear to be the most noteworthy features of the update, but it also comes with other enhancements. For example, now we can listen to stereo and PS5's 3D audio on the same screen, allowing them to better compare the two and select their preferred choice. It also makes changes to the UIs, as in progress activities will be shown at the top of the game hub for easier accessibility. Finally, the update will add new social features to the console, including an option to request party members to share their screens. Personally, I do use share screen a lot. Um, Going back to that Minecraft thing, if I'm lost and I need to know where I'm at, I can ask my friend, "Hey, could you toss your screen up real quick,
That's dope.
pin it to the side, and then I'm able to, find my way back." Um, if I'm doing something completely separate and they want to show me something, I don't have to force them to go to the home screen and stop what they're doing.
Right.
I can be like, send them a notification, "Hey, could you put your screen up?" And then I can watch it from there. I feel like that's going to be very useful in the future. I do hope that it works out as intended. Um, the PS5 has been nothing but good to me right now. I've had maybe one controller issue that, seems to be a very common thing with the sticks
Mm.
having drift. It seems to be a dirt issue. I don't know yet. I haven't cleaned it out. Um, but I have 7 other controllers. So does that really matter to me right now?
Right.
Not at all. Um, but like I said, the PS5 has been good to me. Um, and it's ever changing, and for right now, it seems to be heading in the right direction, and I hope it continues to keep heading in that right direction. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the 1440p, I'm actually surprised that wasn't out from the get-go, only because Xbox definitely had it. And also they have the new monitors that came out, the in-zone monitors that came out, and those support 1440p. So the fact that they're just now releasing that, and don't get me wrong, the monitors and stuff aren't out yet. You have to pre-order them, but I'm glad it's out there because one, for me, who I'm just now getting into PC gaming, I'm looking into monitors, and a lot of them do support 1440p. So it's nice to know that I can hook up my PS5 to that.
Right.
The stereo in 3D, I always play in 3D. I think it sounds better, anyways. And then the new social features are actually pretty dope. I've never done it, but you explaining how you use it, I'm like, yo, that's actually dope. You know what I mean? Like if one of my boys are playing, they need help, show me your screen and I'll see what I can do. So yeah, I think it's a lot of good stuff coming. Unfortunately, I feel like Sony right now is kind of falling behind as far as features go with
Yeah.
compared to Xbox. But at the end of the day, they're still outselling Xbox and they're still the number one console. Besides Switch. But Switch is like Nintendo does their own thing. They're not necessarily in the same generation right now. But yeah, I love my PS5. I love playing it. I've been playing my Xbox more lately because of Halo. But once that God of War comes out, I'm in there like swimwear. But
Heck yeah.
yeah, man. But moving on to our last story, and we're gonna stay with Brian. And we got to bring you your dose of Pokemon news. So Brian, take it away.
Heck yeah. So I know it's been a while, guys, and I do apologize. Not a lot of things have been worthwhile that's been coming out for this Pokemon news. Now, as we're getting closer to the release date in November, this game and its leaks are starting to come out like crazy. We're getting two leakers basically fighting over what's being leaked, how much is being leaked, and one of them has literally been named the poo poo leaker. He has just been giving out so much information that some people haven't really liked it. They keep saying, why are you saying all this other stuff? Just keep the leaks to a minimum. We know you have the information. We feel like you're spoiling the game. Now, as of now, both leakers kind of have gone into retirement per se.
Right.
We have heard nothing new within, I think, the last week, I believe. But as of now, the leaks and stuff that have been confirmed are certain regional forms for the new region, new evolutions for Pokemon, the Paradox Pokemon, which are the new feature, and a convergent species.
Hmm.
Now, as for regional forms, we are looking at Wooper and Tauros. Wooper is normally a water type. It's looking like it's going to be a poison type in this game for this region. Tauros is normally a normal type. In this region, there's going to be 3 Tauroses set in 3 different areas of the map. Only
Interesting.
one of them have been confirmed to have a single typing, and that is going to be the Paldean Tauros from the Paldean area, and it's going to be a fighting type. The other 2 Tauroses seem to have dual types. They just haven't been put out yet. New evolutions is going to be Primape, Wooper, Girafarig, Dunsparce, and Bisharp. All of those are going to have new Evos. Now, Primape used to be the final Evo for Mankey. Wooper is the pre-evolution to Quagsire, so I wonder if there's going to be a new Quagsire. Girafarig never had an Evo, Dunsparce never had an Evo, and Bisharp was the final Evo. So everything's getting new. The Primape evolution kind of has been leaked. They are saying that that is going to be a fighting ghost type. Everything that's kind of led up to this, to that leak per se, is the Pokedex entry for Primape. The Pokedex entry states that Primape literally gets so mad that it does die. It gets so mad that it ends up dying in its own rage, which
Wow.
would make sense as to why it would be a fighting ghost type.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Now, it did say that, upon death, it does have this really serene looking, smile, the eyes and all that stuff on its face. So I'm wondering if, this is going to be a happier looking Primape, but dead. Now, Pokemon lore, everybody thinks that, Pokemon is really innocent and stuff like that. There is a lot behind it. There's a lot of death. There's a lot of sadness. If you kind of, really paid attention and dove into some of the lore, Pokemon isn't as cute as it seems. These Paradox Pokemon will be past and future representative of the legendaries, Koraidon and Miraidon. Now, obviously, they will be for that specific game. So the Paradox past Pokemon include Jigglypuff, Amoonguss, Volcarona, Salamence, some sort of Gen 2 Pokemon, and Misdreavus. The Paradox Pokemon for the future in Violet is going to be Delibird, Gallade, Volcarona again, Tyranitar, another miscellaneous Gen 2, and Hariyama. Now, for these Paradox Pokemon, already I saw 2 pseudo legendaries, which means that they're probably going to be really OP. Pseudo legendaries, if you didn't know, are basically normal Pokemon that have stats that basically rival legendary Pokemon.
Oh wow.
They're just not given the status of a
Of a
legendary
legend. Yeah.
Pokemon.
Right.
Now the convergent species, Diglett is normally a ground type. In this game, it seems it's going to be a water type. So it's going to look the exact same, basically, except the typing is just going to change.
Wow.
Um,
That's interesting that they're doing that actually, like changing
yeah.
the type of
So
Pokemon it is.
more leaks do include like breeding is kind of going to be no longer a thing. They're going to bring back Pokemon Camp and stuff like that. Kind of where you interact with your Pokemon more. In the old games, you were able to like scratch your Pokemon's ear or feed
Oh
them
okay.
food. In Sword and Shield, you were able to make a curry for your Pokemon and eat it with them. Throw a ball, play with them, whatever. And this one, it's kind of looking like the way that you're able to breed per se
Mm-hmm.
is in this type of Pokemon camp.
Okay.
You get your friendship up the entire way. You can kind of bathe your Pokemon, shower them, all that kind of stuff. And you're able to obtain eggs, I guess, through there. There wasn't much said about that except that that is coming back. Or well, that aspect is going to be coming back. Um, Bunch of the regions that had been shown, only one was confirmed, which is going to be the Paldean region or Paldean region. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Um, but the Paldean region is said to be bigger than all of the regions in Legends Arceus.
Hmm.
Now, Legends Arceus is a really big open world game, and there's like 4 or 5 different areas that you can explore, and they're all really large. For just one of these areas to be bigger than all 6 of them
Wow.
combined, this is going to be a really, really big game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a massive game.
Um, there's a lot of pictures kind of have been leaked by the leakers, but they were kind of blurred out. So you're given the size and
Right.
kind of the outline of what they look like, and they look, as Donald Trump would say, huge,
Huge.
pretty huge. um, Now, starters, their final evolutions, they have been leaked per se. Sprigatito, the cat-like Pokemon,
God
everybody
bless you.
was hoping. What happened? Say that again.
God bless you.
Oh, thank you. Um, Everybody was hoping that it wasn't going to become a bipedal, and unfortunately, it became a bipedal. Everybody hates bipedal cats in Pokemon. Why? I don't know. I don't care. They're pretty overpowered, anyways. Um, the final evolution of Sprigatito seems to kind of take on the form of like a necromancer. It's apparently similar to what Delphox looked like. Delphox kind of had like a first dress kind of with a stick as a wand,
Mm.
that it could bring out fire. This one seems to be more like a grass dark type, that can kind of use dark type moves and stuff like that, but looks like it dabbles in necromancy a little bit.
Okay.
There was like a 5-second clip of the final evolution leaked of it using a move specific to itself. Um, Real short clip, you kind of see the animation of the move, you kind of see the like a dress kind of flow,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just kind of ends. um 3 rough sketches were put out for the final evos, so it looks like Fuecoco, the fire type jalapeno looking dragon, is gonna actually get big,
Wow.
kind of more like a dragon or resembling more of an alligator type.
Okay.
um Now the duck one, Quaxley, that one did kind of look a little weird. The kind of rough sketch, I can't make out really what it is. But it apparently is going to take on like a humanoid type look. It's going to be on 2 legs. It's going to be kind of like a sergeant, I guess. Um I can't really say 100% because, like I said, the drawing is kind of crappy.
Right, right.
Um, a lot of leaks, like I said, the XP share, the EXP share is going to be optional. Or sorry, it will never be optional. They're not bringing back what they used to, where you would give the EXP share to one Pokemon. Everybody gets it now,
Oh,
so it
okay.
doesn't matter, who's at the head of your party.
Right.
That head Pokemon knocks someone out. Everybody in your party will get a small amount of XP towards
Nice,
knocking out
nice.
the other Pokemon. Um, Move lists are going to be the same as Legends Arceus. It will kind of let you know that your Pokemon is ready to learn a new move, and you can choose whether or not to, you have to do it manually. So you go in, you see all the moves that it's able to learn, and you kind of change it out that way. If you don't have to. It's not going to just forget it. That move will always be there. So later down the line, if you feel like, you know what, I don't want quick attack, let me just toss flamethrower in there. You can switch them out. They learn it. If you don't want flamethrower, you can just go right back to quick attack if you want. It makes the moves kind of a lot easier. You don't have to find a move tutor who's like 3 worlds away, um, and in some secluded location just to get some moves. Um, Evolutions will also be manual, just like Legends Arceus. Whenever your Pokemon's ready to evolve, a symbol will be by like the Pokeball that'll glow and it'll say it's ready to evolve. You don't have to if you don't want to. If you do, you just go over, click evolve, and it'll evolve there for you. Um, Other than that, um, the Paldean Tauros doesn't evolve. I did say it does have 3 forms. It lives in a different area of a region, so it's going to kind of be like, I think it's going to stay the Matador type style. There was a picture of the Tauros that got leaked.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, they're saying that it's fake. It looked
Mm.
just like the regular Tauros, except the color scheme was black, dark gray, and red. It looked the exact same, just different coloring. Um, Returning Pokemon Mimikyu, Goodra, Hisuian Goodra, and Snover. Um, the not returning Pokemon is going to be Smeargle, all of the Gen 5 starters, and Sharpedo. Um, so far, this game is looking very promising.
Yeah, definitely.
These leaks that are coming out is giving more information about what the game's going to be like. Um, like I said, just every time that I wake up, I have like 15 notifications from 4 different sources that another leak has come out. Look at this video.
Yeah.
This person said this.
If this
Not
is
a
an
lot has been credible.
indication to Nintendo, like, hey, already, have your Nintendo Direct already. We're close enough. It's, at
Right.
least next month or September, you gotta have to have a Nintendo Direct because these leaks are gonna put out all the information before you can. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah. There was one thing that just went out, and I believe they were saying it is the main theme that Nintendo put out.
mm,
And I believe there was a score. The score is, yeah, it is the main theme. For those of you guys who aren't musicians or not musically inclined, a score is just a sheet of music, and it gives you all the notes and everything. It was a video uh, leaked by Centro Pokemon, the
mm,
Spanish Centro Pokemon, where they are actually playing the main theme of Scarlet and Violet. I would play it for you guys. I just don't know how it would sound on my end, coming through the
right.
mic. Um, but if you are looking for it or interested for it, it is probably up on YouTube. You can also go to Central Leaks on Twitter, scroll down a little bit, and you'll find it there. But the main theme is out, and it does sound phenomenal. It's something that, I am definitely looking forward to when this game drops. Just everything is kind of falling into place. And I think you're right. Nintendo really does have to kind of step their game up and
Yeah,
kind of put out an actual direct. Like, let us know actually what's going on before these leakers tell us everything.
I
I know
agree.
they said that they've retired, but personally, I really don't believe that.
No, I don't
I
believe
feel
it
like in
either.
the next week or two, something's going to get dropped again, and more information is going to keep coming out about these games.
Yeah, I agree. It's Nintendo. If you're listening to this, I know you're not. Just put it out a direct, just even a mini. so you can confirm some of these rumors. But you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if they come out early or late. You know, these two games are gonna sell like hotcakes, and you know, all this stuff that you're talking about, you're kind of making me want to buy one or two of these and see if I want to spend 100 hours in them. Because trust me, every time I log into my Switch, I'm like, oh, let me see what Brian's playing. Oh, Pokemon, he got 262 hours in this one. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I have that kind of time. But yeah, man, that's exciting news, man. Like, if you're a Pokemon fan and all this stuff is coming out, then you're definitely getting your dose of Pokemon. That's for sure.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, man, if you don't have anything else,
No,
all
sir.
right, neither do I, man. That was TEP games for the week. We had a lot of good news stories for you. We had a ton of Pokemon news for Scarlet and Violet. Hopefully you enjoyed that. But once again, you're watching on twitch.tv/the entertainment plaza. You can catch this on youtube.com/the entertainment plaza in about an hour or so. And then on podcast services around the globe soon after that. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. But for Brian, I'm Moses. We'll catch you later. Peace.